Okay, so we are live and we're just gonna wait for the viewers to come and confirm that they can hear and see us clearly, and then we can begin. Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Please, can you mention in the comments if you can hear me clearly? Thank you. Or give me a thumbs up. Anything is acceptable.
I think we are already live now.
Yeah, we're live, and people have started to join in. I can see that, but I'm just waiting for. Hello, Kulsum. I hope you're doing well. Can you please also mention if you can hear me? I'm assuming she can, even if she's not writing that. So I think we can start. So, Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Rida Zainab from Creative Kinder House, and joining me today is Gul Baloch from Dubai. He's a pediatric occupational therapist. He did his bachelor's from Dow University of Health and Sciences, Karachi, Pakistan, and certified in sensory integration training from University of Southern California, USC. He worked in Armed Forces Institute of Rehabilitation Medicine and Army Special Education Academy, Rawalpindi, for 3 years, and currently he's working in a pediatric center in Dubai. You've been working there for 5 years,
Right.
right? So, Gul, how are you?
I'm fine, Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for joining us today. So, occupational therapy. What inspired you to join this field?
Honestly speaking, like as a medical candidate, so everybody tries for MBBS or dental,
Mm-hmm.
So we have luckily we have other options as well. So I chose this field, and it was very rare at that time. So nowadays it's
Exactly.
very common, and it's already grown up much more.
Yeah, that's
So
like kind of what I want to ask. Like you said,
mhm.
everyone like prefers the BDS or MBBS,
Yeah.
but you chose this field.
Hmm.
Why?
Uh, Even although I tried for MBBS as well, but yeah,
Okay.
again, then I got selected in this field as well. I applied for this one, so then
Mm-hmm.
I started this one. Yeah. So far
And it began from there.
it was good journey. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, the time when I started was as usual. Like you might have heard from everyone, there was less scope, or
Exactly.
uh, nobody was much aware of it. So Alhamdulillah, everybody is aware of it now, and it was my second batch from Dow. Okay, in first
Mm-hmm.
batch there were very few students. In second batch, usually, like, slowly the strength was increased, and more, male and female students were enrolled in that field. Yeah.
ठीक है लेकिन ये भी समझा जाता है कि occupational therapy is predominantly a field for females.
Okay.
Kalbi, when I was talking to an occupational therapist, a female occupational therapist, so we were discussing that as well. So today, as a male occupational therapist, what is your stance on this? Do you agree with this कि इस फील्ड में ज्यादा females हैं, males कम है और अगर ऐसा है तो क्यों है?
See, I don't have any genuine reason,
Mhm.
but or when there were few male, or maybe like actually first college is in JPMC. They used to enroll only female. Okay, so
Okay.
there is no any genuine reason for them. Maybe they think that everybody thinks that female are more more soft, or they have more like tolerance,
More
to
empathy,
deal,
maybe.
more empathy to deal with the kids, especially with the special needs. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe that could be the reason at that time. But now, like, time has changed, things are changed. So Now before it was only like Karachi JPMC College and Dow College. Now it's in Lahore. There is a college in Lahore as well. There is a college in I think KPK. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
lots of candidates are there. Lots of male students are also there. Yeah, and if we say if there is a criteria to be being a female or like it if it is required to be a female to go to in OT field, that is I think wrong, because here
Mm-hmm.
in Dubai I see lots of male therapists, male OTs, and worldwide also. Like maybe the ratio might be different. Maybe of course
Mm-hmm.
females are more into medical field. Yeah, because they don't have much to do with like engineering or constructive work as well. If you compare the work, yeah. So in medical field especially, yeah, definitely the ratio of female are more. Yeah, is more.
Okay.
So yeah, being OT, male OT, yeah, there is a lot of scope, and I worked a lot. I enjoyed my work in Pakistan as well. So in Armed Forces Rehab Medicine Hospital in Rawalpindi, I was the only male OT there, before, and with my senior female OT. So we started work there, and it was very nice. It was very good
So, but did
opportunity as
you
well.
like ever like sort of face a bias? Okay, matlab, did clients prefer female occupational therapists more?
Actually, see, they prefer female OT,
Mm-hmm.
but they prefer female consultant as well. Some clients some clients prefer female physiotherapist as well, depending on their privacy. So if we have a female therapist, female patient, they prefer female therapist as well. Yeah. So not biased way. Yeah, but it's good to have like privacy of client and as well, but not in
Mm-hmm.
other way. So, but yeah, comparatively, I got well, like we got good chance, especially like I have juniors as well, male OTs, and I have seniors as well. They are on good position. They are working very well. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
So you've worked both in Pakistan and in Dubai.
Yeah.
Can you like tell a bit the difference you've noticed, maybe advancements in the field or about the scope of the field? Kya differences in Dubai or Pakistan
Difference, maybe I can say first of all awareness. Okay.
mein?
This the second is like knowledge, and then we have like different nationalities from all over. So we have different brains working together. So we learn a lot from other people over here, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, of course, the latest technology, new inventions, new researches over here. It's easy to go to access a library, medical library, to get full access from everything. So like here everything is up to date, you can say. Yeah.
Okay.
It is in Pakistan as well. Okay. So but here we can say it's more. Yeah.
There's more like acceptance of the field, more awareness
Yeah.
of the field.
Yeah.
ठीक है. Before we proceed further, we're gonna take a comment.
Okay.
Rabia Zubair is asking, what would you recommend for a child with toe walking? How to make him walk properly?
Okay, so first of all, I want to inform that if somebody is commenting, they should mention if he or she is parent or a therapist. Okay, I will explain that way. Number second is yeah. See, we get like very common questions. Okay, somebody is
Mm-hmm.
like a child is doing hand flapping, or is walking on toes. Okay, so it depends on their diagnosis as well, and it depends on their condition. If it is acquired, okay, if it is not by birth, if it is acquired, of course it is corrected, it can be corrected. Maybe the tendon is very tight. If the muscle which is controlling the ankle joint, okay, it is very tight in the calf muscle, okay, so we can give some stretching exercise as well. If the child is CP, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and if the child is autistic, of course, if it is congenital condition, it is their typical behavior, yeah, which will be overcome with the passage of time. But especially if I say for a child with ASD, uh, we do of course stretching of calf muscle, okay, and then we provide opportunities to walk on different textures. Maybe they are feeling some hypersensitivity on the feet, so they
Mm-hmm.
walk on toes. Yeah, there are different concepts. like I have already explained in generally. Okay, so again, if I see the child, then I can comment properly.
Comment and ठीक है.
Because because it takes like a full process of assessment. Okay, so we have
Okay.
to see what's the condition, and then we have to see what's the diagnosis,
So,
the age of the child.
yeah, okay. So, Rabia, if you're still with us, can you please give us maybe a few more details so that we can better answer you? Although Rabia has asked another question, okay, how to improve pincer grip for preschoolers? Do you recommend some helpful strategies for improving pencil grasp?
Pencil grip. Okay. Yeah, it's a very I think common condition is
Okay.
with the school going child. Yeah, it's very common. See, I would suggest generally for the pincer grip, if I talk about fine motor wise, I will talk about fine motor wise as well and sensory wise as well.
Okay.
Okay, so in sensory wise, okay, if if the maybe the child is having difficulty to feel the pen in his hand, okay, or the pencil or the crayon, okay, so we have to increase his awareness of feeling, which is called like tactile sensation. Okay, so and then I believe, like I have seen, it's not only the pencil grip, it is the whole area of fine motor. Okay,
Okay.
maybe the child is unable to use his spoon as well. Okay, so maybe the grip is not correct while using the spoon. He's not buttoning as well, or he's not using any other tool with the proper grip. So it's not the pencil holding. We have to see in a holistic way. Okay, so
Okay.
especially again, fine motor, if the sensory is weak, we have to address the sensory issues. If the muscle strength is very low, he's not holding it tightly or properly, we have to increase the grip of hand. Okay, we have to increase the strength of muscles to hold the pencil or pen properly. Okay, if the sensory is okay, if the muscles are okay, then we have to modify it. We have to use, there is a triangle shaped pencil. Okay, so we have to use that one to start with the tripod grip, pencil grip, or we can modify it in another way. We have to make it thicker, or we have to use the gripper. Okay, so to help him out.
Okay.
So
Okay,
yeah,
thank
there
you.
are a lot of ways. Yeah, it's a whole process actually.
Okay. Rabia, thank you so much for your question. I hope it was answered. Nisha Khwaja is saying, she has a big question. It would be great and more beneficial if the questions are answered in Urdu. Maybe this way, this valuable information would be conveyed to more people. I am a speech language therapist working at Dow University. Please give a general insight regarding OT for our population so that this session can be shared with them.
Okay, so generally OT is explained in that way. Like we as a OT, if you see the word occupational therapy, occupation से निकला है. Okay, so occupation हर age group हर स्टेज ह्यूमन बीइंग के स्टेज में जो डिफरेंट ऑक्यूपेशंस होते हैं, डिफरेंट काम होता है. अगर हम बच्चों को देखें, पीडियाट्रिक ऑक्यूपेशन, बच्चों का काम क्या है? बच्चों का काम है खेलना, ओके, स्कूल जाना, अपने डेली लिविंग एक्टिविटीज़ करना, विच इज़ वेरी कॉमन. आप हर ओटी से सुना होगा, एडीएल्स करना, डेली लिविंग एक्टिविटीज़ करना, स्कूल जाना, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द एज. ओके, सो एंड ओटी इज़ नॉट बाउंड विद द पीडियाट्रिक ओनली, बड़े एडल्ट्स के साथ भी काम करते हैं और जेनेटिक में भी काम करते हैं. सो वी एड्रेस द ऑक्यूपेशन ऑफ पर्टिकुलर पर्सन. ओके, सो फॉर एग्जांपल अभी जैसे एक क्वेश्चन हुआ था पहले फॉर द पेंसिल ग्रिप. ऑफ कोर्स दैट चाइल्ड इज स्कूल गोइंग, स्कूल जाता है और स्कूल में डिफिकल्टी होती होगी, वो उसका काम है लिखना पढ़ना. ओके, सो उसको डिफिकल्टी हो रही है पेंसिल ग्रिप में. सो व्हाट इज द वन एड्रेसिंग लाइक देयर मेन फंक्शन, नॉर्मल फंक्शंस को डील करता है ओटी. ओके, सो या दैट्स इट. इफ अगर हम अडल्ट की बात करें, फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे एक अडल्ट को स्ट्रोक होता है या कोई भी न्यूरो डिफिकल्ट डिजीज होती है, तो ओटी डील्स विद अपर हैंड स्ट्रेंथनिंग अपर हैंड फंक्शंस. अगर वो ऑफिस वर्कर है तो ओटी का कोशिश यही होता है कि वो इंडिपेंडेंट हो जाए, अपनी एटलीस्ट ऑफिस वर्क करे, वो राइटिंग करे अपनी, या फिर खुद से खाना खाना स्टार्ट करे. तो हेल्प आउट करते हैं मसल स्ट्रेंथनिंग में भी, देन रेंज ऑफ मोशन इंक्रीज करने में भी, और उसकी जो डेली लिविंग एक्टिविटीज़ के जो टास्क हैं उनको भी मॉडिफिकेशन करती हैं। जैसे अगर उसको खुद से खाना खाना है तो स्पून की मॉडिफिकेशन होती हैं और कॉम्बिंग की मॉडिफिकेशंस होती हैं। ओके, सो एवरी स्टेज में ओटी का काम डिफरेंट है, स्पेशली लेकिन मेन टारगेट है उसको इंडिपेंडेंट करना,
इंडिपेंडेंट करना,
या जो भी काम है उसका, अगर वेदर वो स्कूल गोइंग है, ऑफिस गोइंग है, या हाउस वाइफ है, घर के काम करने हैं, सो लाइक ऑल दैट। ओटी घर की मॉडिफिकेशंस भी करता है, ओटी किचन की मॉडिफिकेशन, ओटी बाथरूम की मॉडिफिकेशन और बेडरूम की मॉडिफिकेशन करता है, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द नीड एंड द केस ऑफ द चाइल्ड और द पर्सन।
ठीक है। So, as you said, an occupational therapist deals with all ages, right? So, I want to know which age group would you say is more challenging to deal with? I mean, obviously, her age group presents its own set of challenges. लेकिन फिर भी which age is slightly more difficult to work with?
I think adolescence or adulthood is but in mental health that is more difficult. Yeah, to deal with, because उनके एक तो due to their age, due to their hormonal imbalance, due to their like mental health condition, so yeah, I think वो थोड़ा difficult होता है. Kids are easy initially, yeah. Again, I will come to this point. JK female dominant फील्ड है, ओटीज डील नहीं करते स्पेशली बच्चों को, या फिर मेल ओटी प्रेफर करता है मैं फिजिकल हॉस्पिटल साइट पे जाऊं जहाँ पे स्ट्रेचिंग हो रही होती हैं, हैवी वर्क को उठा सकते हैं. नो, अगेन या किड्स लव मे बी मेल थेरेपिस्ट एज वेल.
Okay, so before I take more questions, गुल प्लीज मुझे अपना जो आपका एक्सपीरियंस था आर्मी स्पेशल एजुकेशन एकेडमी में, टेल मी अबाउट दैट a little bit.
That will be the again answer to the question, like because of the female. Yeah, okay. मैंने काम किया आर्मी स्पेशल स्कूल में भी, और उससे पहले आर्म्ड फोर्सेस रिहैब में भी. वहाँ पे हम लोग मोस्टली अडल्ट पेशेंट्स को देखते थे, जो वॉर इंजर्ड सोल्जर्स थे, या फिर उनकी फैमिलीज, या फिर उनके पेरेंट्स जिनको स्ट्रोक हुआ है, फ्रोजन शोल्डर है, ओके, स्पाइनल कॉर्ड इंजरी, मोस्टली अडल्ट्स. सो इवन पीडियाट्रिक केसेस भी थे, बच्चे आते थे वहाँ पे. देन आई गॉट अपॉर्चुनिटी, आई वाज ऑफर्ड बाय स्पेशल स्कूल, आर्मी स्पेशल स्कूल. सो वहाँ पे मैंने ओटी स्टार्ट किया, और वहाँ पे हम लोग एक मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी टीम थे, स्पीच थेरेपिस्ट, क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजिस्ट और ओटी, देन बहुत सारे स्पेशल टीचर्स. तो वहाँ पे हमारे पास क्लासरूम बेस्ड थेरेपीज होती थी वहाँ पे, और 1-on-1 सेशंस भी मैं करता था. और अगेन जो वहाँ पे जो इश्यूज थे, चैलेंजिंग केसेस, वो ये थे मोस्टली इट वाज एएसडी. ओके, और या सो फाइन मोटर इश्यूज और सिटिंग टॉलरेंस इश्यूज और कंसंट्रेशन, इस तरह के केसेस रेफर होते थे.
ठीक है. I'm gonna take another comment.
Yeah.
Sai Osman is asking, please give some suggestions for verbal stimming and child anxiety.
Okay. For verbal stimming, I can suggest that अगर तो बच्चा खुद के साउंड को एंजॉय कर रहा होता है, then we should provide, because वो वर्बल स्टिमिंग हम समझते हैं ओरल मोटर इश्यूज हैं, वो ऑडिटरी भी रिलेट हो सकते हैं. ओके, दैट कैन बी ऑडिटरी रिलेटेड एज वेल. वो खुद के साउंड्स को एंजॉय कर रहा होता है. Okay, so then I suggest some soothing sensory music. वो सुनता रहे, then he calm himself. Okay, और उसके अलावा अगर तो वो oral motor sensory है, then we provide chewy tube, और depending on his condition, तो हम उसके according deal कर रहे होते हैं. Especially I have seen with the like verbal stimming is more with related with the auditory. वो ऑडिटरी सीकर्स होते हैं, वो अपनी साउंड्स को ही इंजॉय कर रहे होते हैं, या फिर पेन या स्पून जो भी चीज़ होती है उनके सामने उसको बैंग कर रहे होते हैं, वो साउंड को एंजॉय कर रहे होते हैं एक्चुअली.
ठीक है, तो वो फिर इसकी रिडक्शन किस तरह, मतलब अगर इफ दे एंजॉय साउंड, तो to you, like other than playing calming music, are there any other options?
There are options of we can put headphones to block
Okay.
external noise. Okay, and then with the headphones as well, you can start slow music, slow soothing music उसको बोलते हैं calming, which is like calming effect on the child. Okay, so वो सुन के खुद को relax कर रहे होते हैं.
ठीक है. I'm getting a lot of questions about sensory needs. And
Yeah.
like, for example, Mavish is asking how to access my child's sensory needs and how to how to assess my child's sensory needs and how to fulfill them. In other words, how can I find out what sensory diet I should give to my child? As you know, it varies according to child needs. एक तो जैसे कि ये question है आगे in further in comments I can also see can you please explain a bit about sensory integration? Yeah, like this question comes up a lot in the comments. So
Yeah.
maybe you can explain a bit about what sensory integration is, and then we can get back to Mavish's question about assessing the child's sensory needs.
Sensory integration is like it's a normal process
Okay.
of human being. Even so, it is defined as we take information from the external environment using our senses. Okay, we have 5-7 senses. We use them to take information from outside environment. Okay, then we recognize it in our brain. Then we do action accordingly. For example, yeah, I'm like for example, I'm reading or you are reading the comment. You are using your visual field. Okay, then you recognize it. Then you are reading it for me. So it's a process of sensory integration. अगर like visual field affected है तो maybe we could not read. Okay, and then even if we can read, then oral motor हमारा साथ नहीं देंगे. Then how can we put like thought process in words and explain? Okay, so it's a normal process. We take information, we recognize it, then we filter out the uneven information, then we give the like we work in environment, we organize it. So this is how sensory integration works.
Okay, that's sensory integration, but we also like see often in therapy we get to hear this child has severe sensory issues, sensory needs इसकी काफी हैं. तो जैसे कि मैं भी ये पूछ रही हैं कि how can she assess her child's sensory needs? Assessment होगी, फिर उनको fulfill करना होगा. NEC उसमें sensory diet आ जाती है. So what is sensory diet?
See, सबसे पहले तो जैसे मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया, मे बी पेरेंट्स नहीं समझ पाएंगे, सो वी कैन पेरेंट्स के लिए वी कैन यूज सिंपल टर्म्स. जैसे जैसे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है, पूरा एक सिस्टम है, उसमें इलेक्ट्रॉन्स they are running all the time, okay, to give proper electricity. So sensory integration may be it's like a brain body connection. ओके, सो जितनी भी हम डेली लिविंग एक्टिविटीज़ कर रहे होते हैं, इवन इन डेली लाइफ और कोई भी काम कर रहे होते हैं, दिस इज लाइक we take information through tactile, through hand, through vision, through taste and smell, through hearing. Okay, so then we plan accordingly कि क्या करना है अभी. Okay, so अगर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जैसे डिसबैलेंस और मे बी लाइक लो और हाई वोल्टेजेस हो जाएं, तो ऑफ कोर्स देयर विल बी डिस्टर्बेंस. Same with the brain body connection. अगर कुछ भी होता है, then there is actually parents should understand कि दो प्रोसेस होते हैं. एक है हाइपोसेंसिटिव और दूसरा होता है हाइपर सेंसिटिव. ओके, सो अगर लेट्स से इलेक्ट्रिसिटी लो है, सो इट विल बी हाइपो. अगर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी वोल्टेज ज़्यादा हैं तो इट विल बी हाइपर सेंसिटिव, हाइपर. ओके, सो फॉर द असेसमेंट आपको फिर इन दोनों टर्म्स को लेकर आपको पेरेंट्स को लेकर ये चलना है कि कौन से सेंसेस लो हैं और कौन से हाई हैं. ओके, जैसे ये वर्बल स्ट्रीमिंग है, मे बी इट इज ऑडिटरी सीकिंग, क्योंकि उसको साउंड्स इतने नहीं इतना फिल्टर आउट कर पा रहा होता, या इतने ज़्यादा उसको साउंड्स की नीड होती है, इसीलिए या तो वो बैंगिंग कर रहा होता है स्पून के साथ, पेन के साथ, ताकि वो साउंड्स को वो करे, सुने. डिफरेंट साउंड्स को डिफरेंट इंटेंसिटी के साथ, या फिर उसके वर्ड्स नहीं होते, इतना एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर पा रहा होता, मे बी इट कैन बी यूकुलेले एज वेल। सो वो एक अलग टॉपिक है। सो या इन दो कैटेगरीज में लेके चलना है, एक हाइपर और हाइपो। दूसरी मिसाल मैं इस तरह दूंगा पेरेंट्स को असेसमेंट के लिए, जैसे कि जैसे पेन होल्डिंग, अभी क्वेश्चन आया था, पेन होल्डिंग, पेंसिल ग्रिप कैसे करना है। तो सिर्फ पेंसिल ग्रिप, आई एम डैम श्योर पेंसिल ग्रिप सिर्फ अफेक्टेड नहीं होगा, उस वो स्पून को भी सही से नहीं पकड़ रहा होगा, वो बॉल को भी सही से नहीं पकड़ रहा होगा, वो बैट को भी नहीं सही से पकड़ रहा होगा, ओके। और या फिर जैसे अगर बैट बॉल खेल रहा है या कैच एंड थ्रो कर रहा है, वो प्रॉपर थ्रो भी नहीं कर रहा होगा, मसल्स वीक होंगे, तो इसलिए वो प्रॉपर फील भी नहीं कर रहा और प्रॉपर प्रेशर भी नहीं दे रहा लिखने के टाइम पे। और या फिर या तो इतना प्रेशर देगा पेपर के ऊपर कि वो दूसरे पेज पर भी उसका इमेज बन रहा होगा, या फिर उसको फोर्स प्रॉपर उसको पता नहीं चल रहा होगा कि कितना फोर्स अप्लाई करना चाहिए किसी भी चीज़ को यूज़ करने के लिए, ओके। और जैसे दूसरा एग्जांपल ये है कि बच्चे थोड़ी सी भी हाइट पे जाने से डरते हैं, they are very much reluctant or afraid of climbing of anything, okay, और सीढ़ियाँ चढ़ने से डरते हैं, या फिर इतना भाग रहे होते हैं कि उनको पता नहीं चल रहा होता कौन सी चीज़ में जाके बैंक कर रहे हैं, या फिर उनको डायरेक्शंस का नहीं पता चल रहा होता, या सो देयर आर डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज, हाइपर और हाइपो।
ओके, सो हाउ डू यू लाइक वर्क विद दैट? अब आपने असेसमेंट कर ली है, चाइल्ड इज आइदर हाइपोसेंसिटिव, सेंसिटिव,
एक और चीज ये है कि या फॉर असेसमेंट फॉर पेरेंट्स के लिए देयर इज अ सेंसरी चेकलिस्ट अवेलेबल ऑनलाइन। अगर नहीं मिलता तो मैं कमेंट में उनको रिप्लाई करूंगा। सेंसरी चेकलिस्ट अवेलेबल है, जितने भी हमारे 5-7 सेंसेस हैं उनकी, जैसे मैंने बताया हाइपर और हाइपो दोनों कैटेगरीज उसमें हैं, एड्रेस हुए हुए हैं, so they can go through that, और जो चीजें प्रेजेंट हैं they can take accordingly।
ठीक है, okay। So Mavish is asking, you have addressed the vocal stemming, but she's also asking how can you reduce a child's hyperactivity?
Child's hyperactivity is a big circle, जिसमें first of all again with the proper assessment, what is the reason of hyperactivity, okay, फिर maybe he's not focusing, or maybe the task they are offering, जो भी उसके खाने के टेबल पे या स्कूल के टेबल पे जो चीज़ है वो उसको पसंद नहीं है, मे बी दैट इज़ द रीज़न ही इज़ नॉट सिटिंग और ही इज़ हाइपर, ही इज़ मूविंग अराउंड। और दूसरी चीज़ ये होती है कि एक हमारा सेंस है कॉल्ड वेस्टिबुलर सिस्टम, जो कि हमें मूवमेंट डिटेक्शन में काम आती है, ओके। सो दे आर अनेबल टू डिटेक्ट देयर बॉडी पोजिशन और मूवमेंट अवेयरनेस, सो वो खुद से मूवमेंट्स ले रहे होते हैं। So like again vestibular hyposensitive, that is making them as a hyperactive in movement,
okay।
That's the reason they are moving around all the time and they are not sitting, so like obviously he looks like hyperactive।
ठीक है,
yeah, we give different sensory strategies, we offer them, we provide opportunities on different swings, ताकि उसको वही मूवमेंट मिले जो कि उसको चाहिए for the time being, then he's settled, then we work accordingly with that child, but it's take time actually,
it takes time, okay।
yeah,
but usually people also ask, अब जैसे कि ये बात है कि movements again and again हो रही हैं, okay, you have redirected them towards the swing, so it would take time, but people often ask you, will it like stop? Will it stop completely?
It might not stop completely, but yes,
okay,
it can be manageable,
ठीक है,
yeah, it can be manageable, because see hyperactivity की वजह से उसके कौन से functions disturb हो रहे हैं, maybe he is not sitting at one place and doing his school work, okay, या फिर वो खाना नहीं खा रहा, so like hyperactivity या फिर movement seeking behaviors इतने reduce हो जाते हैं कि वो at least खुद का काम खुद से करे,
ठीक,
okay। So then yeah, but again in between movement, or in between his task whatever he's doing, and he shows hyperactivity behaviors or movements, so सेंसरी स्ट्रेटजीज यूज की जाती हैं। सेंसरी मीन्स लाइक उसको वही चीज़ उसको प्रोवाइड की जाती है ताकि वो लाइक उस चीज़ को डाइजेस्ट करे, वो खुद को काम करे, देन वो सेटल डाउन होके काम करे अपना।
Okay.
या सो वो कॉप अप हो जाएगा।
ठीक है. Okay. So Binte Iqbal is
इतना बड़ा
asking. Yeah, it's a huge question. My 3.6 years daughter seems to be
3.6.
developing normally. Active, fun-loving, social, good eye contact, good focus, observation, understands our talk very well, good in playing with other kids, toys and visualization, has very good vocabulary too and it's increasing by passing time, also takes interest in learning, covered almost kindergarten content. She talks
Okay.
by joining 2 or 3 words, but cannot communicate by making proper sentences
Okay.
and can speak more than 2 words which are using regularly. So this is a huge comment, but
I think she's concerned for
इन्होंने आगे, yeah, no, actually, she gave in another comment. My daughter cannot pick Urdu language despite the fact that they're talking in Urdu at home, and
Okay.
she has 2 to 3 hours of screen time. How to help her? Like, I think this is a speech-related question, but do you have any insight on this?
I would refer to a speech therapist.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he like as per the comment, she doesn't have any issues with sensory related. Okay, so till now, and he, like the child has picked some few words as well. Maybe 1 or 2 words he can communicate. Yeah, again, so speech and language therapist should work on the
On this
speech and
side.
communication. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. What would you recommend for a child with apraxia of gait?
Apraxia of gait. What's the diagnosis? Okay, number 1. Number 2 is we definitely we will work on the gait pattern. उसके लिए lots of obstacle courses. If he can walk, if he knows the directions properly, so lots of obstacle courses हमारे होते हैं, different type of slides, different types of blocks up and down, going inside the tunnel. Okay, so उसके gait को improve करने के लिए first of all देखा जाए कि he's on what stage, is he able to walk properly? If he is able to walk on a straight line, so as per his level, so we provide obstacle courses, range of obstacle courses. In simple words, gross motor activities, जिसमें इसको चढ़ना है, जिसमें इसको क्लाइंब करना है, जिसके उसको डिफरेंट चीज़ों के ऊपर से गुजरना है, अंदर से गुजरना है, नीचे से. ओके, विद विजुअल क्यूज, विद वर्बल प्रॉम्प्ट और ग्रॉस मोटर एक्टिविटीज, या उसके गेट को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए.
Okay. Please guide about autistic children's sleeping issue and eating also. Lack of sleeping is a big issue, trying everything but no result yet.
Trying everything means like trying medicines?
Waqas has not mentioned this.
Okay.
So, yeah, but I'm assuming that medicines have been tried as well.
Okay, so for ASD child, for to improve sleeping patterns, I look into the diet. वो खाता क्या है? Okay. Number 2 is see there are, वो definitely hyper होगा और या उसकी कुछ और sensory needs होंगी जिसकी वजह से वो सो नहीं पाता. So I would recommend like a good massage. Okay. So maybe it can be manually. आप सारे muscles के ऊपर slow rhythmic massage करें. Okay. Number 1. Number 2 is they can use the pillow or the cushion. बच्चे को टमी के ऊपर लिटा के they can provide some rhythmic massage with the cushion, or they can roll it in a blanket or in a towel. जैसे सैंडविच रोल बनाते हैं, they can put a child in one end of the towel, then उसको रोल करेंगे. He will be relaxed actually. Okay. और सोने से पहले स्पेशली प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, then definitely they will see the result. Not in a week, maybe of course slowly they will see the difference. And they can अगर सोते में से उठ गया है, then they can provide the deep pressure massage by hugging tightly. Okay.
ठीक है.
Yeah, one more thing I would suggest is like his backpack, जो स्कूल बैग है उसको थोड़ा सा हैवी करके उसको पहना दें throughout the day. अगर वो हाइपर है या फिर वो सेंसरी नीड्स उसकी पूरी नहीं हो रही हैं, दैट इज़ वाई लाइक वो जागता है, स्लीपिंग पैटर्न डिस्टर्ब है. So yeah, he can give he can get the pressure or the massage from the shoulder bag as well. So उसको थोड़ा सा heavy कर रहे हैं, उसमें heavy books डाल दें, not too much heavy, maybe little heavier. और उसमें उसके टॉयज भी डाल सकते हैं, पानी की बोतल थोड़ा सा हेवी करके उसको थ्रू आउट द डे देते हैं, मे बी आउट इवन नॉट ड्यूरिंग स्कूल टाइम, बाहर गार्डन में भी या फिर मॉल्स में भी वो बैग होना चाहिए.
Okay. Okay. We have another question. Does chewy tube disturb one's TMJ as a child with ASD keeps on chewing it for so long repetitively? So does it affect TMJ? My question has another part. An adult who chews food and feels clicking sounds from TMJ, whom she needs to consult.
Can you read the first part?
The start of the comment.
Yeah.
Okay, she's asking, does chewy tube disturb one's TMJ? It's written TMJ. And as a child with ASD keeps on chewing it for so long, the chewy tube.
See, chewy tube recommend किया जाता है to oral motor needs को fulfill करने के लिए. All the time they are biting or chewing some other stuff. So chewy tube is a substitute of their behavior, ताकि irrelevant चीज़ों को bite करने से अच्छा है कि then they it's like it looks good to chew a chewy tube. But I don't know actually what is TMJ.
Okay.
Yeah. लेकिन chewy tube अगर उसकी नीड है तो डेफिनेटली वो डिस्टर्ब नहीं करता उसकी सेंसरी नीड को, एक्चुअली वो उसको हेल्प आउट करता है.
ठीक है. And further she's asking if you can let us know different strategies for spastic CP and flaccid CP individuals.
Spastic CP and flaccid CP individuals. Honestly, I have seen a lot of ASD for now. I have seen this maybe in Pakistan, CP kids. So I would rather suggest physio, okay, to improve their milestone or muscle strength, okay. But as an OT, we can work on their milestones. अगर वो फ्लैसिड सीपी है, उसकी नेक होल्डिंग नहीं है, या ही इज नॉट एबल टू सिट, और उसकी एज ज़्यादा है, माइलस्टोन्स उसके एज के अकॉर्डिंग नहीं है, देन वी डू फैसिलिटेट माइलस्टोन्स, ओके. सिटिंग के बाद वी प्रोवाइड अपॉर्चुनिटीज बाय मसल स्ट्रेंथनिंग एंड लाइक नीलिंग, हाई नीलिंग, ओके. सो माइलस्टोन्स के अकॉर्डिंग चल रहे होते हैं. फॉर स्पास्टिक सीपी आई वुड सजेस्ट I don't know if she's asking for the treatment or like home strategies. As far as treatment is concerned, we do this slow rhythmic stretching of joints, okay. Spastic means उसके muscles tight हैं, वो अपने joints को move नहीं कर रहा, shoulder, elbow या फिर टांगों को move नहीं कर रहा. So like slow exercise हम provide करते हैं. It's called manual stretching, ओके. और उसके लिए देन अगेन अगर बच्चा बड़ा है, उसको बैठने में प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, देन वी डिजाइन अ व्हील चेयर एज वेल, ताकि वो व्हील चेयर में बैठे. और and of course physios also can work on this thing.
Okay, so I have a final question in the comments. If a child is only picking one language, does that also count as sensory integration?
Sorry?
If a child is picking only one language, does that also count in sensory integration?
One language? No, I don't think so. If he can communicate nicely, independently, and then he can communicate whatever he wants to communicate in one language, no, it's not an issue. Okay. And one more comment to the previous question. जैसे स्पास्टिसिटी में स्ट्रेचिंग्स प्रोवाइड कर रहे होते हैं ऑन एवरी जॉइंट, ओके, पर्टिकुलर जॉइंट जो भी अफेक्टेड होता है. एंड देन ऑन फ्लेसिडिटी वी प्रोवाइड जॉइंट अप्रोक्सीमेशंस टू इंक्रीज मसल टोन. तो फ्लेसिडिटी में मसल टोन लो होती है तो हम उसको इंक्रीज करते हैं, और स्पास्टिक में मसल टोन टाइट होती है तो हम उसको नॉर्मलाइज कर रहे होते हैं ताकि वो मूवमेंट्स करे अपनी.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Gul. So
Yeah.
before we end this, do you have any advice for parents of special needs children?
Uh, See, sensory has been like a big thing for these days. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and go to the relevant therapist, और उसके बारे में आप खुद भी पढ़ लें. It's very easy. It's not a very big issue. और सेंसरी चेकलिस्ट प्रोवाइडेड है ऑनलाइन, आप उसको देख लें. और बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट मैंने दे दिया है. दो तरह की डिफ़िकल्टीज होती हैं, हाइपर और हाइपो. आप देख लें जो भी आपका बच्चा उसके उस कैटेगरी में आता है. ओके, एंड पढ़ लें उसके बारे में. और ऑफ कोर्स देन आप खुद ट्राई ना करें, टेक अ गाइडलाइन. क्योंकि ये देखने में इजी होता है. देखने में एक बच्चे को हम स्वयं प्रोवाइड कर देते हैं उसकी नीड्स को पूरी
Mm-hmm.
करने के लिए. देखने में लगता है कि दे आर प्लेइंग, बट इट्स मेडिकली क्लिनिकली न्यूरो साइंस कुछ और कहती है उसके बारे में. वो डिफरेंट इनपुट्स मिल रहे होते हैं एक्चुअली. सो डोंट प्रैक्टिस बाय योरसेल्फ, एक्चुअली अंडर सुपरविजन वो करें आप. और बच्चे को टाइम दें. डेफिनेटली बच्चे को टाइम चाहिए होता है पेरेंट्स का.
Definitely.
या
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you to the viewers who asked so many questions. I hope they were answered, and we'll sign off now. Allah
थैंक यू
Hafiz.
सो मच.